Okay, tap me in for this conversation. I have notes. Okay, there are 5 reasons why our female friendships feel especially tense during somebody's birthday. And just to explain, this is what I do. For a living, I study what the research has to say about women's communication, cooperation, and conflict. And I can't tell you how many sessions I've had with women where at some point they're talking about how things changed. There's some kind of shift in their friendship the day that their friend failed to show up for their birthday. This might spill over into a part 2. I know that's annoying, but I'm trying to work with the time that I've got. So here we go. The first reason is because the birthday blues are a very real thing. I think especially for women because of certain societal expectations and pressures. We're going through all the things, and we are sometimes looking maybe subconsciously for our friends' show of support to offset some of those feelings, okay? Which moves me to point number 2. The number one thing, according to research, that women continue to look for in their female friendships is emotional support. It's the number one thing we're looking for from their same sex friendships. This is a day, your birthday, when you are looking actively for tangible shows of support. And if it's the number one thing that we value in these friendships, then that means if we fail to get that support or we feel like it falls short, we begin questioning the validity, the strength, the authenticity of the friendship itself, because we're looking for this day to reveal people's true intentions. And because a lot of people assign true intentions to how friends show up on their birthday, you see a lot of people doing this audit on this day. Then I recently learned about something called diagnostic moments. These are really high points and low points, with friends. These really big, monumental, memorable, significant days. Well, birthdays are one of those days. So it really matters for friends when you show up for them in one of these moments. Birthdays are one of those moments. So whether the friend, vocalizes exactly what it is she's looking for or not, if there's an expectation for you to show up in a certain way on a significant day, there's going to be a lot of meaning associated to whether or not you do. This also hits hard because for women, relationships are our primary resource and almost like a form of currency in some situations. So we see the woman with a lot of friends and we think she must be, have a lot of vitality and she's very likable and there's just something about her, right? We know that she has access to lots of resources because she's got all these relationships. Whereas when we see a woman with, very few, some of us question, what's wrong? Well, if on this day we have few people show up or they don't show up in the way that we're looking for, we begin to question where we stand with all of that, especially when we have access to social media and we can compare how we're doing with others, how loved we are, how connected we are, and how much currency we have. Okay, in part 2, I'll give you the last point along with 3 ways to minimize the disappointment you might feel for an upcoming birthday.